Hello there, it's Patricia from Pinky's World, and this week I'm making kind of a little handbaggy type thing. I'm sending these out with the new catalogues which arrived this week, so these will be going out on Monday, and I want to make a whole batch of them. It has 3 wee pockets. Well, one is a tiny pocket at the bottom. You could put a wee tiny tag in if you wanted. Inside I'm putting some lovely face mask in this one from Oriflame, and this one here has a lovely Nuage cream, anti-allergy day cream. So just wee samples that I want to give just a wee bit of luxury out with the catalogues. Plus it's also a sample of the brand new stuff that you can get in the up and coming catalogue. This is called Country Lace, and it's just gorgeous, gorgeous papers. I have fallen in love. I thought, oh my goodness, do I want these or not? But I'm so glad I got them. The colours are gorgeous. That colour is actually Misty Moonlight. There's just lovely shades on it. Like, the patterns are so gorgeous, like real summery, lacy, denim-y effect. It's just lovely. I'm so happy with it. I'm glad I got it. I've also used the Basic Grey and Smoky Slate Pearls. These will be coming as well. This set of ribbon, the petal pink and white diagonal trim, they call it. Beautiful. So I've used a wee bit of it here. The Country Bird House is the set that I've used. What am I using? I'm just using Hello Friend out of this, so that's the only stamp I've used. This is the die set that comes with it for making wee birdhouses, and oh, so much fun. I've used a wee flower die out of it for down here, so a nice little set. I'll just give you a wee sneak peek of what I'd used. So to make one of these, and you could put like a tea bag or something fairly flat. If you want to put something a wee bit chunkier, just add a 1/4 of an inch either side so that you can make it bulky, and then just use the the long strips. If I got any of them there. Yes, these. You can buy these in long strips, and you could just put a big long strip down. That'll give you that depth, so you could slip in biscuits or chocolate or something depending on how deep you want it. And I've just used a wee piece of the same paper for the top to give it a wee handbag effect. But it's nice, isn't it? I really like it. I've also used the basic dies. Basic dies are disappearing with this catalogue, so if you want them, get them. They are a godsend. I would not be without them, and I have lost them, so they're there somewhere. But I did use them. There's lots of lovely dies in them. Ugh, I'm sure you all know what they're like. I don't know what I've done with them. Who knows? But anyway, that's what we're using. We're using the curved one. So I have it over there to start. Right, enough rambling. We just had the arrival of our beautiful little granddaughter last week, and I'm still on a high. So forgive me if I'm all muffled and mumbled up. Who knows what I've said today. So first piece, for the main part, this part here, you can decide. You can do the one side on the outside and the other on the in, swap over. I did the denim on the outside for the big part. It needs to be 11.5 inches long by 4 inches wide. The next piece for the next wee pocket for here, it needs to be 7 inches long by 3 3/4 inches wide. And then you need a wee piece for that tiny pocket, which you will have left over when you cut this. And it is, what is it, 2 inches by 1 inch. 2 inches by 1 inch, is that right? I changed this pocket that many times. Yes, 2 inches by 1 inch. So you need your scoreboard, believe it or not, to do a bit of scoring on all of these wee pieces. So we'll start with the big one. And you want to score it at 4 6/8, which is 4 3/4, and 9.5. Now if you turn that sideways, I'm going to turn it over. I actually should have. I want to score on the part that is shown. So I'm scoring those again on the opposite side. Spin it round. Use the thinner side of your ballpoint if you have one of these, or whichever you're using. Just use a thinner side, and we're just going in like 2 wee marks up there, just 3 3/4 inches, and just score it right down to the bottom. And spin it round and do the same this part. And then we're going to go to our next piece, which is this one, and this is the way I want facing out this time, so I'm going to face that up, and I want to score that 2 3/4 or 2 6/8 and 5 1/2. Again, spin it round, and we're going to go in 2 3 1/2, spin it round and go 3 1/2. And that's that one. And then your tiny wee one here, you want to score it at just 1 notch in. So it's just that 1 notch beside 2 inches. Just go 1 notch over and score that. And 1 notch in here. And the same again. So we're just doing it on 3 sides this time. And that gives us a nice wee ridge right round for the pocket. So we'll do this one first. If you have an inch punch, I was using this yesterday and it just fell to pieces on me. I've had this for years and I was nearly crying. I didn't want to lose it. I love this punch. But my husband gladly got it back together again, so fingers crossed it works. So I'm just going to take a wee tiny notch off there just to give that a wee pockety look. Of course, that should be the other way around, by the way. The first one we'll go for, we're going to do our folds. So just make sure everything's just lining up nicely. And you have this fold here as well. Now, whenever you fold that up and go to fold your pocket over, you're slightly bigger there. So I want you to take a wee tiny trim, just a wee notch, nothing drastic. You can see it's just a wee slither of paper. And that will just allow that to go right in there. So I'm going to go off now and put this die. I'll just show it to you. Have it stuck to my giant board here. I'll turn that over. And I want this to sit right up at the top. This is one of the dies out of the basic dies set. And I'm ringing it so that the top of the die is level with the paper. And this is a funny shaped, it's not a true half circle, so make sure you have the same depth at either side and you're happy with it. And then just stick it down, and I'm going to chop this off now. I'm going to do both of them actually. I'll do the top of this one as well with the same die and then come straight back. So that's those two cut. You can see it gives a nice pockety look at the top. So for this one we want to actually stamp our wee hello friend. And I'm going to go in the Misty Moonlight, which matches this. And if you stamp it now, it's a whole lot easier. So just go to your center pocket and have it facing you and the pocket area with you, because that will, you need it to come this way so this sits perfectly. So just go to the center and hopefully the center. Probably not with me. Not bad. So now what do we need to do? We need to chop a wee bit, just a wee curve. For the biggest one I'm using 1 3/4 inch, but just use whatever you have, it's no big deal. And just go in a wee bit, center it on your paper. And then I didn't want quite as big a one for the next one, so I went down a size, whoops, to, oh my goodness, I need to have a good clean out. 1 1/2 inch one for this. So do the same again, slide it into the center, just a wee nick, it doesn't have to be too much. And that gives us those. And now we want to seal them up. And you can either use the tape, which works out okay, but I think it's quicker just going with the glue. I'm a fan of the glue. So I'm just going to run, I'm using that lovely wee line that we added. We can see this all right. That wee score line gives you a nice area to put your glue onto. It keeps you within the line, and don't go too heavy on the glue. And just go down to that first score line there, and the same on this side from the top down. Then we're just going to fold that over. Make sure everything's nice. Give it a wee press. And we'll let that one dry and do the next one. So we're going to go the same again. Follow that line down that we made. A nice little piece of glue, not too much. And just down to the first fold, if you can see it. I can hardly see it here. First score line. Fold that over. And again, let it take. Make sure. Remember to trim that now if you need to trim it. And while we're waiting on those drying, we're going to decorate up this. I have cut the wee flower out using those dies I showed you, and I'm just going to pop a wee bit of a dimensional on the back here. Find one. Pop it on the back of the flower and pop it in the center. And it just tones it all together then. And I did just stick that flat again, and I just went around the edges. You don't have to, you could leave it completely closed if you want, just a wee false pocket, but if you decide you want to stick a wee message in there or something on a tag, wee tiny tags or some nice words or something, you can do that. So we're just going to stick that in here now, in the center, and up slightly. Make sure there's enough room between there and there, and just let it stick. Now we want to put some closures on them, and I have used these circles of Velcro. So there's one cut. So take a half off. Pop it in the center up at the top of this. Get the matching half over here, and I just stick it to it. And then just close it and let it settle, and we'll do the same over this side. I'm just using half. It doesn't need a full circle. There's no point in wasting them for a wee small package. Get the opposite one and stick it to that sticky side up. Fold it over, and that'll be it taken. So now we need to stick our packages together. This one here is just going to stick with a tiny wee rim, just a tiny rim right round. So I'm just going to use glue for it. And plonk that in there. You can go right down the bottom if you want, or just show a wee tiny bit of the denim. This one looks slightly less space than this one for some reason. Maybe I'll cut more off that one. So measure that out before you, or set your thing on top, and if you want to make that smaller, do so before you do anything else. But that is it. We have to punch 2 holes now to add our wee ribbon. And the width across here is 4 inches, so get a pencil. You know that half of it is 2 inches, so go to one mark at either side of your 2 inch. Just put 2 wee dots and then punch your holes. Use a crocodile or something if you have one. I'm wondering, will this be big enough? I always get this wrong. Right, we're going to go in from the front. On both sides, put your ribbon through. Pull it right through. Make sure they're about the same length, and then we're going to fold one down and put this through that hole towards the front. Just hold that one out here. It's a wee bit fiddly, but it's easy enough once you get going. And then turn it and use the same piece and through that hole, the opposite hole. So you have 2 ends and you're swapping how they're fed back through just. And that gives you a nice wee neat bow that isn't bulky for posting and stuff, and then you can just trim them off. Oops. Do that very well. It's a bit of bread, that one. So that's about it, and we just need to add our handle. So for the handle I have 1/4 of an inch, and it's about 8 inches long. If you want it shorter than that, you know, cut it now. I'm going to go like so. If you just use the back piece here as your guide, you know, the nice scored line you have, and then just about 1/2 inch. It's not the way I wanted it. What way did I want it? No, this way. Stick that in place. I'm just going to let that dry and come straight back. So that seems to, just make sure it's taken before you squish around the other side, and do the same on this side. Follow that line for about 1/2 inch. And then if you're wanting to show the pink side out, you want to flip it like so and stick so the denim is like this, and use that again, that line, as your guide. Just give it a wee press, and that is your bag. And just fill it with your goodies. I have another couple of things here. I've got a shampoo one and a blemish and age serum, and they'll fit in there perfectly. I've measured them so they'll definitely go in there. So I thought they'd be a nice wee change instead of sweets and whatever. Not everybody likes sweets and coffees and stuff, so treat them well. A wee bit of luxury while they're flipping through their catalogues. So that is me all done. Hopefully that's of use to some of you. If not, thanks for watching anyway, and I'll catch us all again next week. Hopefully, if I'm not busy with my wee grandchild. Catch us all again soon. Bye.